What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, bub. I'm doing fantastic. I would like to take this time to thank the New York Jets and Adam Gase for wonderful coaching, great coaching this weekend, and hell of a job. Hell of a job. Thank you for Trevor Lawrence. I appreciate you. I was not down for Justin Fields. I was ready to get some tackle out of Oregon.
Yeah.
And we have the he's hopefully going to be the savior of Jacksonville.
Now, you guys don't really stand a chance of winning any more games, right? What's your schedule look like?
Oh yeah, no, we could definitely win a game or two here or there, but hopefully we don't try to. Came out this week. Doug Marrone said he's going to do everything he can to win. He wants to win.
And
so
Lamar
why he
put
didn't
you guys
get
down.
fired right off rip, I don't know. But our defense looks prime. We're in prime performance right now to sustain this number one draft pick. So we're good to go. Got a whole bunch of nobodies flying around on defense. We got an offensive lineman recovering fumbles and just bulldozing Miles Jack, who's one of the only people on defense who's worth a shit. So yeah, we're good. We're ready to lose these last couple games and get Trevor down here to Duval.
I saw Yannick get his revenge sack fumble on your boy.
Revenge. It's not revenge when you want it out.
Whatever.
That's like you break up with a girl and see her at a bar talking to some guy and you get mad and throw a drink on her. Like, come on, bro.
Hey, still revenge. It might be petty revenge. Nah.
If we know anything about Yannick, he is a petty man. So he was definitely happy for sure. But yeah, I'm excited, man. We got basketball starting. We got LAFC in the finals.
Game day.
It's a good day, man. It's a good day.
Yeah, so they did this. We're just going to kind of jump around, but then we'll probably do some basketball predictions near the end after the break. But LAFC, I didn't realize the Tigers have like this really good French dude. And like he matches up well against like Vela. They have almost exact same stats, like in goals per game and touches and all that crazy shit. So should be pretty good. I know that the Tigers are one of the best teams in Liga MX, but we've already dropped down 3 of them. So
do you feel like Vela's turn on? I haven't seen this gear since he's been playing in the MLS.
Right.
It's like old school Vela that we're seeing right now. Are you seeing it too, or is it just me?
He's definitely pumped. He hates Liga MX. He hates the Mexican teams. I mean, seriously, he's not a fan of playing Mexico. I mean, he's a fan of playing against Mexico, but as soon as he turned down the Mexican national team and they all fucking like outcast him, he was like, all right, fuck this. Let's go. And so he said before the León game, the first round, way back in March before the world ended, he was super excited to play these Mexican teams. And it looks like he's still excited to play these Mexican teams. So we'll see what happens. Vela obviously is going to do Vela things, but Musovski has sucked for 2 straight games. So it might be time to put V-Rod back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and I feel like I saw that little scuffle going on at half in the last match against Club America. There was that little scuffle going on, and you see the camera on it, and Mark K turns around. But you see Musovski, he doesn't even turn. He's just walking like no heart. Like it seems like he's just not in it. And yeah, bring B-Rod in. Shit, bring Blessings double.
Well, Blessing's going to have to come in because Atuesta's red card still did not get taken back. And if you guys watched that video, he didn't touch him at all. And then the other guys, did you see the other guys come and just push him back over?
Yeah.
Like, where's the replay in freaking CONCACAF, dude? They are way behind. They suck. But hopefully it gets repealed. But I think they would have to have done it by yesterday. So I'm not sure. But Blessing will probably have to start in that situation. But our defense actually looks pretty solid. We're stopping teams from scoring, which is amazing. Vermeer still lets in pretty easy goals when it does get back there. But what can you do?
Dude, what was the team before America? Was it Azul?
Cruz Azul.
That goalie, dude, was awesome.
Yeah.
There should have been like 3 or 4 decent goals that he just somehow felt right over and stopped them. That guy was amazing.
Funny because Ochoa is the best keeper in Mexico, and he just didn't look as good once Vela decided, like, after halftime, it's going down. He didn't look near as good. But that was awesome. I'm nervous without Atuesta, but Kay needs to just step up, do his thing, Blessing is obviously a fine midfielder, so I'm not worried about that. But
yeah, seeing these soccer players come back from these crazy injuries, like Cage what was it? It was one of his COs. Was it the MCL or something? That was only like 4 months ago, and he could give a rat's ass about it. He's in there planting his feet, falling over. The thing about these basketball players, they need to stop being so soft.
It's a little bit less impact, I think, on your ligaments in soccer, but you're doing the same stuff, but you're on like grass and you're just running straight most of the time. You're not doing all the cuts and the jumping and stuff.
Yeah, but man, that's been fun to watch him come back and just be on a rampage in this shit. And I love Bradley with having no fans in the stadium. It's been really fun to hear him. He is very vocal.
He is very vocal.
And I feel like he's even more pissed off of how they came out in the playoffs in the MLS, and he's really pissed off, and he's trying to prove a point and get his team to primed up and ready to go. I feel like this is pretty much going to be the team that we're going to have. We had a lot of acquisitions and transitions.
Well, we're going to sell some people still, I think. But Blessing is probably going to be gone.
I hate that. I know. I just need to stop liking having my favorite players. I had Dio, gone. Now Blessing, going to be gone. Hey, B-Rod's, not B-Rod, but Rossi's still around.
Rossi will be
thankfully,
gone.
Yeah. But I figured right when I got the shirt, it was going to be 2 or 3 weeks from then.
Right. I think teams with Rossi, they're just not sold because he's small. And, like, he scores a whole bunch, but I don't think that we play him in the same role that another team would play him in because Bob plays with 3 strikers, which is crazy. And I'm not sure if he can be a focal point because he can't get headers or anything like that. And he still doesn't take corners. So I need to watch what he actually does on corner kicks because I'm sure he just kind of hangs out somewhere. But,
waiting on the rebound.
Yeah. If you're short, you have to be able to kick the corner kick because you're not going to be doing anything else. But yeah, we have him right now. And if this team goes into next year with what we have right now, plus the defensive acquisitions we signed from Portland and somewhere else, we actually should have a squad. I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how the keeper works out, though. I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, that would be a huge plus. I don't give a damn if it's some no-name guy. He's got can't be too much worse.
Well, Vermeer wasn't a no-name guy. That's what sucks. He was supposed to be good. And he's just not. He blocked a couple PKs, but that's about it. I don't know if he just doesn't mesh with our defense or if he gets like brought down by them sucking and he just like gives up or what, but he just does not have that fire that we need back there.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I agree.
So I was going to start off the podcast with this, but I didn't want to stop your Jags thunder.
Sorry.
But, well, that's okay. The Jags are happier than these guys. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Kevin Green, the third all-time leader in sacks. He died, I think, Sunday night, right, or Monday. And, I mean, he was 58. I don't really know how he died, maybe just being old, but 58's not that old. So hopefully he had some sort of – not hopefully he had a problem, but I don't want to see 58-year-old people just dropping out. But, yeah, I mean, he passed away. He's third all-time in sacks, and obviously that will get passed at some point. But I remember he's like this blonde. Do you know who Kevin Green is? Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys see the pictures of him or see him play and stuff like that, it's pretty fun. That's all I remember of him at all. But
yeah, the only thing I know about the guy is the hair, for one. And anytime you see throwback, watching the Jaguars Steelers every fucking year, you see the throwbacks of all the great defenses and all the great defensive players coming through Pittsburgh. And Kevin Green's always up there. And yeah, man, thoughts and prayers to them. But I don't know that the sack thing, yeah, it's going to get passed one day, but he's not going to get buried. Like a lot of these sports records nowadays, like with the passing and all that stuff, these guys are going to get buried. But unless Aaron Donald just keeps killing these triple teams, he should be pretty good in the top 5-10. But yeah, and back in the day, it was the run heavy. So just for him to still be, now that we're 10 years in this, air it out, speaks volumes, man. But I'm ready for 2020 to be over. All these people passing, it's insane. But it happens every day. It happens every year. Can't get away from death.
And apparently there was a volcano in Hawaii. There's 2020 adding to 2020-ness.
Holy shit.
I don't
Well,
know
there's
if it
going to be a
was around
Hawaiian
people.
volcano in Tallahassee next year.
I don't know if it was around like people or anything because there's not a lot of news on it. So I doubt that it was like crazy bad. But yeah, apparently a volcano erupted in Hawaii.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that. That's crazy. I always wondered how people like could live right by them because you see in all these big, huge
Yeah. That entire island is
resort
basically
islands, but they have people going down trails and they're 5 minutes away from their hotel and they're looking at lava and they see people testing lava and stuff.
Well, I mean, you can hike the volcanoes and shit.
Yeah, no, I'm so good on that. I would love to go to Hawaii for like 2 or 3 days, but I would probably stay at the resort and on the beach, and I don't think I'd want to get anywhere near any lava. My anxiety is way too
I
high.
would go hike a volcano for sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no.
That'd be pretty dope.
Gotta
But
take some lava home, put it in your Yeti.
I don't know about all that. I don't need souvenirs. I'm not a souvenir guy. I'm an experience guy.
Yeah.
I don't need to show other people lava. I was there. If you want to see lava, go there. That's how I feel.
I know you are. That's right. I remember Vegas. I'm just sitting here buying this and that. And you're like, nope.
I'm good,
Nope.
man.
And
If
then the
people wanna
Bucks
see that
Stadium
shit, they can
piece, you're
come.
like, yes.
Yeah.
That's a twofer. That's my team, and it's from Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. That's just going to be like a decoration on my house.
This is what I got.
Hey, you still got it ready.
Bro, it's here. I almost geared up, but
When you come to Vegas to watch the Super Bowl, you got to bring it.
oh, I'm
All right.
there.
So another football story though that I saw that I didn't even know about, but it was probably already out here since he already played. But Dwayne Haskins, man, got some pictures leaked of him in a strip club. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see the pictures, but yeah, he got some pictures leaked of him in a strip club, and he apologized today. But do you think that's the sort of thing that leads to getting benched or getting suspended? Does Goodell care about that?
Oh yeah, for sure, 1,000%. Probably not any other time, but definitely in the year 2020.
Oh yeah, because he said maskless as well. He wasn't wearing a mask.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, but yeah, I feel like you can't do any of that stuff right now. And I'm pretty sure around Thanksgiving time, the NFL sent out a memo about the gatherings and all that shit, trying to keep people contained and be smart about it. So yeah, I don't think they're too happy. And you got to think that's probably why the 7th pick last year?
Yeah.
Coming out of Ohio State, supposed to be the guy and all this shit, fell down the board to 7. And you know that you got to think that's probably a little bit of it. Should be fighting for a starting job every single week against Alex Smith, but instead he's out at the strip club, just completely down for being a backup. And
he did start, and he almost beat the Seahawks. So like he's got a chance, but
yeah, and that's something, and that's another thing. If I'm looking at that team, I mean, nobody at the beginning of the year thought that Washington would be able to put up any kind of fight against anybody. We all thought they were going to be the Jets. And to see them be able to do this, if I'm Dwayne Haskins, I'm fucking pumped and I'm amped and I'm excited and I'm sent home every single night watching tape and the playbook. I'm not out watching titties and reading.
You could do both.
I mean, I guess, get a private booth and throw up the
plays,
screen share on there, but I doubt that was happening.
I'm sure that's even more against policy though, because you're not supposed to have the playbook out in public.
And we'll see what happens with Ron Rivera, man. It seems like he's gotten a little soft being the guy doing it all in Washington, being a little afraid to be the old bulldog that we know him to be. We'll see what happens. I'd bench him.
He preached culture when he came in, so.
And even if Alex Smith can't start, I'd start the third string. Unfortunately,
Alexa, what's my notification? We got a notification, everyone.
Oh.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
A shipment has arrived. Let me go get that before the DoorDasher people come and steal my shit. So talk to people.
He said, I have the same situation all the time. But yeah, if I'm Dwayne Haskins, that's what I'm worried about. But that's obviously has to be the reason why he came out and lost his job to a guy who has half a leg. And it's just sad to see, man. And I feel like that's exactly why I don't want Justin Fields. He went to Georgia, wasn't able to do anything in Georgia, didn't start over from, and ended up going to Ohio State. Of course he went to Ohio State. Think about all the quarterbacks that come out of Ohio State. They don't ever do anything. What's that guy's name who ended up doing something in the XFL? I forget. Cardell. I forget his last name. but he didn't do shit. 12 gauge didn't do anything. Terrell Pryor was a okay receiver in the league. But yeah, Dwayne Haskins, it's all between the ears, man. And until he can get that straight, I don't see him being able to do anything. And he had a hell of an opportunity in Washington to be the guy. And then coming out this year, you got a new coach. He's the GM. And you have every reason to want to play and do your thing. And you just couldn't get it done. It's sad to see, man. But
I thought I was robbed.
But what I was saying, it's just really sad to see in Dwayne Haskins. But the good news is they do have Alex Smith, who's a leader, a known leader. So best case scenario, he sees this and he goes up to Ron and lets him know, hey, I got it. And he tries to put him under his wing, hopefully even more so than he tried to do at the beginning of the season, just as a mentor. And we're like, hey, listen, dude, I have half a leg left. Like, you're going to have to be the guy, or you're just going to go under the coattails and you're going to be like Cardell Jones up there, your old quarterback. And you're going to be in the XFL or the Canadian Football League or doing some shit. You're going to end up as a receiver like Terrell Pryor. Like, and I'm so happy we got the number one pick now, because if we would have got Justin Fields, it would have been another OSU bust. They don't.
Yeah, and there's got to be a reason the OSU quarterbacks are busting.
It's something in the head. Like, it's got to be in the head. Justin Fields in high school, if you watch QB1, you know about the kid. He was a fucking freak quarterback, great quarterback. And then he goes to Georgia, can't beat out Fromm. So, of course, he gets the starting gig in Ohio State. And It scares me because last week, anybody that watched that championship game said Justin Fields is ass.
Yeah.
If you can't throw a 12 yards, actually 12 yards in the air to your fucking receiver on a screen, I don't want you. You're not going to be able to throw a fucking 30-yard out in the NFL.
Right.
And a fucking quarterback who can run a 4.3 is going to pick you all day long. So it's just, it's got to be in here. It has to be, because Justin Fields was the guy. Cardell Jones.
But in high school, it's whatever. Cardell Jones was the guy in Ohio State even. So
the guy. Terrell Pryor was the guy. But for some reason, these OSU quarterbacks don't translate into the NFL whatsoever. And Dwayne Haskins looked like he was going to break the mold. But instead of winning the starting job, he's out looking at titties.
Yeah, he should have been the guy that broke the mold. But on another note, fuck Ohio State, but shout out to that running back, 331 yards or whatever. New record, new Ohio State record, new Big Ten record, new all that. So,
and J.K. Dobbins, he went the fuck off against the Jaguars this year. I think he had like 4 touchdowns in the first half or some shit. But yeah, man, the running backs kill it. Zeke, I mean, not so much, but yeah, that's what
got paid.
That's what I'd be down for, is the running backs to come out of OSU.
It's funny how colleges do that. Like, even through coaching changes and stuff, some colleges are just better at certain things, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, Florida being in the SEC, anytime that we're ever up in the conversation, it has nothing to do with our run game. We're not Bama. We're just not a stout defense, and you have a fucking 6'5" running back every fucking year. No, we air it out to get to the national championship.
Well, and it's speed, because we recruit down in the Everglades.
Yeah.
All those speed kids.
Yeah, it's just completely that is very weird. And then you have the people up in Tallahassee. It doesn't seem like they could ever get a win unless
they don't recruit anyone good. I don't know what they do.
Thieves.
But I mean, yeah, you got like Penn State, which is like all linebackers and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. But I'm sure
it's the area.
Yeah. That's what the kids grow up knowing too. Like, if you grow up being a running back, I'm about to go to Alabama and run all over these kids. So that's probably part of it too. Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about before we get to our predictions for NBA, or all of our NBA stuff, but McGregor and Poirier, we knew it was official, but now it is on Fight Island on January 23rd. So we got a month between now and Conor McGregor getting back into the octagon. And he's not going up against Khabib, so I can cheer for him again. You can call me fair weather. You can call me not a true Irishman, whatever, but I wanted Khabib to smash him, and he did.
Khabib's not done. All right, sorry. But you see all the murmurs? See all the murmurs coming out? I don't think Khabib's done.
It depends where those rumors are coming from. Because
I heard Dana came out saying that he's been talking to him, and he was very emotional at that point.
Of course he is. But so Joe came out, Joe Rogan, obviously, and he said he was talking to, I don't remember who he was talking to, some fight guy, and he was like, talking about who the best pound for pound fighter is. And he was like, well, Khabib, we're not sure. He might come back. But I think he was just saying it in passing. Now I don't know all the Dana White stuff, but all of the millions of people that listen to that podcast are probably like, oh, Joe Rogan's on the inside, obviously, because he is. And if he said, hey, he might come back, then hey, he might come back. But I didn't know all the Dana White stuff. But I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back and just keeps smashing people.
Yeah, I do. And I also, because I am like a lot of people who feel like he is one of the best pound for pound fighters to ever grace the octagon. And recency bias, probably the most dominant that I've seen in a very long time. And then you have Bone Jones coming out doing Twitter videos and all this stuff, talking about how many times he's defended and all this stuff.
Right.
So that's kind of why I want Khabib to come back. Just come back for a year or two, bub. Get about 5 or 6 more of them under your belt and shut them up. I mean, I love John Jones. He's one of my favorite fighters in the world. But to see what Khabib's done and then to keep saying what you're saying, like, come on, it's hard to look at the tape and not agree with the millions of people who feel like he's one of the best fighters to ever fight. So that's why I want him back. But yeah, McGregor Poirier, I love this matchup. It's not just a shoe-in for McGregor. We're gonna really see how much rust is on him, and I'm fucking excited, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm sure he trains hard, but I mean, obviously he's a family man now. He's got his whiskey, he's got his stuff, and people were questioning how into it he was even last fight, and we saw what happened last fight. So hopefully he's got too much pride to go down like that again, I think. So, or I guess not last fight. He won last fight. But.
Well, also, yeah, he's been trying to fight since like August. So I feel like he's stayed in fight shape since then. I don't think he's gonna be like, oh, didn't get my fight, so I'm just gonna go back to slacking off. We all watched that Notorious shit, so it's hard to get him out of that mental until he does get that fight and to be able to release some of that shit. So yeah, no, he's ready to go. Hopefully, because when McGregor's at his peak, he's the most exciting fighter in the world.
What he's going to do is he's going to beat Poirier. He's going to call out Logan Paul or Jake Paul, sorry, whichever one's been talking shit to him on YouTube.
Jake.
And then they're going to get that shit together and they're going to go box.
It's not going to happen. Dana came out and said there's no fucking way. Like, well, I mean, that might happen.
Show, man.
Yeah, but he's going to have to give up his contract and his millions and all that shit, and he just extended it at the beginning of the year. So maybe 5 years from now we'll have it happen. It'll be Conor's definitely going to do what Floyd does now. Yeah, just sit around and wait on those promo type fights and just cash in.
Did we talk about Floyd and Logan yet?
No. What the fuck is there to talk about?
Logan's a good fighter, and he's like 20 pounds heavier than Floyd too.
If anybody could sneak Floyd, it's going to be this kid because he's not a traditional boxer. Yeah. So in the aspect of Floyd isn't probably going to know everything that's going to come. Floyd's been boxing since he was in fucking...
Yeah, he's going to expect the right punches instead
Exactly. That's what I'm most excited for, is he's going to see something that he hasn't seen before in a combination that he is not going to expect to see because he's not going to see it. It's not a traditional boxer. Or it could be coming in from an angle that most boxers don't hit from, or some weird, just something weird. I feel like if it ever was going to happen, it could happen now.
But Floyd's been hit hard 4 times in 50 fights, so I'm not sure he's too concerned about that. But Logan Paul is big. He's a lot bigger than Floyd. They would not be in the same weight class if they were actually boxers together. But obviously, this is just for money, so Floyd can do whatever he wants. But I don't expect him to get touched. I expect him to go the same way that Conor did, where he looks like he's not trying. It'll look like Logan Paul is beating him for the first couple rounds. But that's just Floyd doing what you said, where he's like, I haven't seen how this guy throws and does his thing. He's going to take a couple rounds, figure out the way he kind of does stuff, and then he's just going to touch him up until it's over and just do Floyd things. But yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that Floyd's going to win. But hey, on any given day, you just catch a punch to the chin and you're out.
Yeah, so and I also feel like they're getting... I mean, hopefully they're reading what all of these I don't want to say real. I mean, Jake did his thing against Nate Robinson. Right. But these fighters who came up in gyms and shit since they were 10, 15 years old and grew up in it, not doing YouTube videos. And then 3-4 years ago, you decided to start making more money doing this and realized you weren't too bad at it. But if they once Logan goes up against Floyd, I feel like Jake's going to ease back on his Conor shit a little bit because it's not a basketball player. Like you said, like,
Yeah.
I forget who said it. Like they were in the league and all this shit, and they've seen basketball players fight. Like it's nothing. It's not shit. Unless you're on our test, it's really not going to be too much of anything. Like they're not fighters. They're basketball players. So I don't know, man. I just want to see Floyd get knocked out once in his lifetime.
He's probably been knocked out in training camp or something, but there's probably not video of it. And if there is, he ain't letting it get released.
He gave him $1 million to erase it.
Yeah, exactly. Because people get knocked out in training all the time. But all right, well, let's take a break real quick and let's talk about our sponsors, Manscaped. We're still rolling with them because our ticket or our thing works, so we're still gonna roll with them, and we like them. And it's Manscaped. So what more is there to say?
Yeah, man, it's literally the best.
It's Christmas time.
It's the best product that could ever reach out to us to sponsor. And then it's one of the best products you could ever use to groom. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten too many. I do the same thing most Americans do. They go to CVS or Walmart and they get around the $40 one. Not too much, but not too cheap. And this one's absolutely blows them away. And the best thing about it is you don't just get a razor that comes with a couple of guards and all that shit. You get some boxers, you get a travel kit, you get some crop preserver, and then the spray, you get the crop reviver. You get all this shit. It comes in the Perfect Package 3.0. You get 20% off when you use our code. It's literally the best Christmas present in the world for a guy with bush.
It's too late probably for Christmas. I don't know if they have that overnight delivery or anything. But if you are a guy,
$39.99.
If you are a guy and you got a bunch of money for Christmas from like relatives and shit like that, and you haven't bought anything yet, or you don't have somebody buying you ball razors and stuff because you just live with your family, you can go get that yourself, and all that money would be go into a good use. Like Seal said, you get all that stuff for free if you get the Perfect Package 3.0 along with the razor for the same price that you would get it at like a CVS or a Walgreens trying to buy a mediocre razor. So head over to manscaped.com, enter our code no scrubs, all one word, at checkout, and you will get 20% off and free shipping and those free gifts with the Perfect Package 3.0. It's the perfect way to finish off a holiday season, finish off 2020 so that 2021 can be perfect. So head over to manscaped.com, enter the code no scrubs at checkout, and your partner, your body, and your balls will thank you. All right, buddy. It's NBA time. Opening night is tonight. This is getting posted right when I get off of this thing, and it's opening night. So we got to make our predictions before opening night so that people can't look at us and say that we were reaching or that we were wrong or anything like that.
Oh, no, we're here, baby.
So we are here. So we're going to start with just the teams. So we want the two finals teams and who you got winning. And then we'll go to the individual award predictions. But first, before we do all that, let's talk a little bit about the NBA. Adam Silver said expansion is potentially going to happen. He's going to mull over all the consequences, all the good, all the bad, all the ugly. What do you think about expansion? Of course, to Seattle, because that's really the only answer here. But it's got to be two teams, right, to get up to 32, not 31? That'd be weird.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they would do two. But it got me really excited, and I kind of got proud of Adam Silver, like I always do. You know, in a time where the world just could use a little bit more love, a little bit more positivity, I felt like, okay, he wants to get Seattle back in, bring some more hope to the league. I don't know, man. It's all about the money. So apparently whenever they add a new team, they'll get about $1 billion right then to whoever gets it.
Jeez.
And they could use that revenue. Yeah.
So that's revenue shared money? Like, is that money that's going to – gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if it's shared, like, to be split off amongst the league. But even if it is, that's a good chunk of change.
Especially through COVID when they lost all that money. Woo.
Yeah, and then I saw something that there's projected again this season without fans and stuff to lose another 40% in revenue, which is crazy that 60% of it doesn't even come from us. Like,
it's advertisers and stuff.
That's crazy. But, I mean, I figured it would be probably about 50-50, maybe 60-40 Because I mean, ticket sales. I mean, all that shit. People spend a lot of money on these arenas and stuff, and we're not even half.
But people are still buying jerseys. People are still buying merch.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm pretty sure the teams get portions of their jerseys that are sold.
Oh yeah.
So like
absolutely.
if a Cavs jersey gets bought, Cleveland gets a little bit of that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, ah. But still, let's not think about the greed and the money and all that stuff. It's an awesome thing for Seattle. They've been waiting on it since forever. But then it got me like, who's going to be the second city? There's a lot of places that could use it. Texas doesn't need another team. Florida, really nowhere you could put another team in Florida.
Yeah.
What are you going to give one to Georgia?
Well, of course, if you want to
Cali.
If you want to stay in the Pacific Northwest, there's another team that used to have a team that could use a team in Vancouver. And I don't know that Vancouver made a lot of money when they were the Grizzlies. I think that's why they went to Memphis, which is already a bad city in and of itself. So, but Canada could potentially use another league. And then if you get out in the West, then it's easier to work the divisions. The Pacific can just grab a couple of people and be good with it. But
you think Vegas gets a team?
Vegas could get a team. Obviously, they have a women's team, so they have an arena. They have multiple arenas. They're ready. What other team could get something? I mean, there's really not too much because, like you said, all the big cities are taken care of.
Yeah, I used to push for Jacksonville to get a team back in the day, but then we got that the ABA team, the Jacksonville Giants, and they actually were really good. And I don't think they ever got more than like 5,000 people in the stands. So that would very much be another Orlando.
Yeah.
As far as people up in the suites, not even paying attention to the basketball game until playoffs come. And they all
San Diego might argue for a team since they lost their football team. They need something to get some San Diego pride, but California has so many teams already. They could almost have just a California league in and of itself. So
what about Wisconsin?
What about Wisconsin?
Give them another one.
Green Bay?
Let's do it.
I don't know, man.
Why not?
Milwaukee is owning that place, man. They're good.
Ohio?
Ohio has your boy. Has LeBron's.
Yeah, they could. You got another one. You could go to Cincy.
Nobody wants to watch basketball in Cincy. Actually, college basketball in Ohio is obviously
Pennsylvania.
So huge that maybe Ohio's a good choice. Like I said, like college basketball, you got Xavier, you got Cincinnati, you got, of course, Ohio State, those guys, and they're always pretty hyped up. If you could recruit some of those and get the pro team going too, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but Seattle's a lock, right? Seattle's the team. They're a lock.
If they did put two teams in and Seattle wasn't one of the cities, I think I would probably boycott the league.
That would be nuts.
They deserve it. The Game of Zones last year was fucking phenomenal when they had the old mascot in there. One of the best mascots ever created, the fucking whatever it was. The thing.
Supersonic thing?
Yeah. One of the best weird creatures ever created. But yeah, man, that would be a crying shame.
Well, what would be cool is if they decide to give it to Seattle, Nick Collison goes and signs a 1-year deal in Seattle to bookend his career. He was the last draft pick from Seattle, or first draft pick from Oklahoma, however you decide to say that. And then he could go retire in Seattle.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be pretty cool.
Be the first acquisition of the new team.
Yeah.
Last of the old, first of the new. That'd be dope.
That'd be pretty cool. Does he still play? Is he still around? I don't even know.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Speaking of acquisitions going back to where they came from, how do you feel about getting Kaminsky back?
I didn't even know.
Oh, you did it?
I couldn't care less about Frank Kaminsky. No, I mean, we don't really need him. That's cool,
I saw that, but I saw that and I was like, damn, you could definitely use a way better vet right now for that bench.
And he's not going to teach Jalen Smith anything, our rookie. Our rookie is not the type of guy that Frank Kaminsky is, so that's kind of weird. But I've been playing with them on 2K just to try to see the roles, and our starting lineup looks like it's going to be pretty solid. It's going to be weird. Our small forward is weird because we're probably starting Mikal Bridges, but then coming off the bench, it's going to be really odd because I think they want to have Cam Johnson be a power forward unless Frank Kaminsky can be our backup power forward. So I think they want him to be like a small ball power forward, which means we don't really have a backup small forward. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do there. On the game, they have, I don't even know who. That's how bad it is. But because they have like Langston Galloway coming in as a backup point guard, which is not going to happen because Cam Payne went off in the bubble. Yeah. So he's going to be the backup. But our backups are bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be rough. Hopefully our starters can play a lot of minutes. That's all
I mean, yeah, and that's what it came down to in the bubble ball. A lot of them playing up in the 40s. And then you had your main 2 or 3 bench guys coming and getting 25, 28 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to do that in the regular season, but if we can make the playoffs, then obviously they will do that in the playoffs. The big 3 will be playing over 40 minutes a game.
Yeah, I feel like the Suns are going to look a lot different after the All-Star break than they do before. They're going to be one of those teams, kind of like the old school Cavs, where, I mean, and not the same at all, actually. We're just kind of waiting on the playoffs to get here. You are going to just try to be figuring it out. And then after the All-Star break, that's going to be when I feel like that real rotation that we're going to see in the playoffs this year, because you guys are going to make the fucking playoffs this year.
Well, see, that's the thing.
We're going to start seeing that happen.
If we are in the playoffs, like pretty set, not fighting for the 8th seed or whatever, if we are fighting for 4 or 5 when the All-Star break is happening, I think some of those veteran minimum guys that tend to ring chase and run off to the Lakers or run off to whatever team LeBron has, they might come to Phoenix and say, hey, we could win the first ring for Phoenix if they truly believe that they could be that piece. And so we might get some of those veteran minimum salary guys at that cut date that they have before the playoffs. That'd be pretty cool. Where we can get the Morris twins and shit like that.
And I feel like there's going to be a lot of movement around early, like in the next couple of weeks. With the league. This was the shortest offseason after the longest season in NBA history. And a lot of people don't know what their teams are going to be. I don't even think the Lakers really know what their team's going to be that much. So, I mean, there's nothing but positive hope. And Phoenix, you could be us just kind of starting back over. I mean, that was you guys 8-9 years ago.
That's been us for 10 years straight now, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys got a lot of hope, a lot of positivity to look forward to. And I don't know, it seems like you guys finally got a good coach that the team's behind and is willing to die for, which is huge in the NBA, because when it gets down to crunch time, it's all heart. It's pulling something out of the tank that wasn't there. And if you don't have the coach to ride for, it's probably not going to come out.
Well, my goal for the team, obviously I want to win a championship. I'm realistic. I don't think that'll happen. My goal is I hope to make like that 4-5 matchup and at least make that series a long series. If we're the 8th seed and we get swept by the Lakers, like that's not going to feel like a good season. So I want to go up in the 4 or 5 range, hopefully win a series, but go to 6-7 with Utah or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. And then I just want DeAndre Ayton to play the full year. I mean, that'd be great. Don't take performance enhancers or break your leg or whatever all he's done. So just stay on the court. That'd be great.
Now here's something I just thought of. The Clippers sided with Paul George, it looks like, as their long-term goal. And Kawhi looks like he's ready to go to his 23rd team of his career. What if Phoenix is the next place? It looks prime destination for a free agent. And the way Phoenix plays would go great with Kawhi, except for when it comes down to crunch time and he wants to be the guy with the ball and you have a man named Devin Booker who can score from the logo at any point in time.
Well, here's the issue. The issue is salary, obviously. Yeah. Chris Paul has a player option next year. I'm going to tell you he's probably going to take that. And DeAndre Ayton is eligible for an extension starting this year. So we have to, if we do give him a max extension, then we're strapped next year unless we can trade Chris Paul, which we could do a sign and trade with the Clippers if Kawhi will do that. You know, those players will agree to that stuff all the time. But other than that, he can't just be a free agent and come here unless we get rid of Chris Paul. But
would you be down for the Coactus?
Yeah, I mean, always, of course. But if it means we have to not extend DeAndre Ayton, then no, probably not. I'd rather do that. But if we could work in a sign and trade with Chris Paul and then it's Booker, Kawhi, and Ayton next year, yeah, absolutely. I'd take that for sure.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, I'm down. I could see it.
And then Chris Paul back in the Clipper land dealing with Paul George.
I don't see Kawhi staying on the Clippers.
No.
At all. I don't know.
Well, that's why they didn't extend him, because they probably wanted to extend him and he was like, nah, forget that. And Paul George is an LA guy. He loves it. He just wanted to be there regardless. They could have been the worst team in the league. He'd still want to be there. So
if KD was not in the league, Kawhi would be the biggest sellout to people, I feel like.
Just KD is going to go to Seattle. KD is going to go to Seattle. He has 2 years on his deal, though, right?
Yeah.
It'll take a full year to get Seattle in, even if they approve expansion. And then KD will go sign over there and be Seattle superstar again.
That'd be
That's
amazing.
what's going to happen. All right, so let's make our predictions. Let's start in the East. So we'll start with you for the East before we get to the championship. Who do you have winning the East? Give a little bit of a what you got going down. Give me your story in your head.
Obviously, barring injuries, you can't deny Brooklyn is the biggest favorite to come out of the East. Even though Milwaukee has Giannis, even though Miami has Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy B, Tyler Hero, all these Duncan Robinson, all these freaking hard-working guys, it's got to be the Nets. For what they were able to do without Kyrie and KD and plugging them two in, you can't deny that they can get it done. They can go and win 60-plus games this season. So if there are no injuries, it's the Brooklyn Nets coming out of the East. If there are injuries, Giannis is still fucked. He's not getting into the finals. It's going to be the Heat again. That team is just too damn good. They're too driven to let people beat them in a 7-game series. So even if they are the 7th, 6th seed again, it's either going to be the Heat or the Nets.
I'm with you. I think Milwaukee will be the number 1 seed again for the 3rd straight year. And I think, again, they will go down in stupid fashion to someone. It really kind of depends on what happens with James Harden. We're still hearing rumors. We're still hearing all kinds of stuff. If he ends up – it doesn't look like Philly wants to give up Ben Simmons. They are set on that, so I don't think he's going to go to Philly. Where's the rumor now that you told me earlier today?
I forget.
The rumor you saw? I think that was a Western team, though. So if James Harden comes to the East, then that team obviously has a shot. But to beat Brooklyn would be really ridiculous. And I don't care what seed they are. If KD can be healthy and play playoff mode and then Kyrie hits a couple shots, it's game over. But I think their team is going to be different as well. I stand behind the fact that we said that they cannot keep all this squad together. There's just too much talent to have like your 8th man be Spencer Dinwiddie. Like he deserves to be somewhere else and play. And so I think they'll try to do that, but maybe James Harden can shake up the East, but otherwise I would have to put the big money on Brooklyn. And then, probably Miami or Milwaukee for second, but I have Brooklyn coming out of the East as well. So for the West.
Yeah, hold on real quick. Harden, It looks like Harden's going to be on the move soon.
Okay.
I just wanted to look at my notifications to see if I could see anything off rip. But apparently he's had verbal confrontations with teammates at practice already, even though he's only been back for a week. And he threw a basketball at rookie Jay Sean Tate. Whoever that guy is. He threw a basketball at him in practice. So, it looks like that is starting to leak into the locker room. And you saw the other day when they asked him questions. Before that, last Wednesday, I believe, he was just keeping the focus on right now. I'm worried about this season. I'm just worried about what I got to do. And then they asked him after the Heat and all this shit. I forget the question, but next question. He's done with it. He's over it. His attitude is sour as month-old milk. And so he's going to be on the move, I feel like, in the next week. I don't think he's going to be playing tomorrow in their opener. But like you said, he's probably going to be in the East. Whatever team that is definitely going to have a bigger chance than they did.
A better chance than
the day
they do
before.
right now. Yeah.
But if Kyrie's not hurt, if KD's not hurt, there's no way with that team that they have, that ninja down there below, they're going to go off this year. I think that team is going to go absolutely apeshit.
Me too. I think it's going to be pretty ridiculous. If KD is healthy, I don't love Kyrie, but I love his game. I love how he can step up in the clutch, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be his team in the playoffs when it counts. We saw it with Curry. We saw it with all those. It's going to be KD's team when it comes down to it. But in the West I think is going to be pretty crazy. And I think I'm calling it now. sorry guys. Hopefully, I don't get arrested if this actually happens. But I think this is the year that injuries bite the Lakers. It could be AD, it could be LeBron, but one of them are going down, and I think going down for extended time. LeBron's getting old. AD has proven that he can't really last all that long. He lasted last year, so I think he's due. And so I don't think it's going to be the Lakers coming out of here. I don't think it's going to be Phoenix either, just for the record. But I think in a shocking upset for some people is Denver is coming out of the West. I think Denver is going to put it together. I think Michael Porter is going to just continue to do his thing, get a little bit better, be that third guy. And we saw Jamal Murray break out, and they have the best player in the league in Jokic. So
That's what I saw. It was last night. I saw that
unless James Harden goes there.
Rockets were in reports for Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, and a couple of picks for James Harden. If that's the case, then Denver is not going to.
I will amend my thing next week.
Yeah, they will not go into. They might make the play. They will make the playoffs, but they won't make it out of the first round.
My backup pick is, hold on, just in case that happens, my backup pick is Houston to say, fuck James Harden, John Wall, Jamal Murray, DeMarcus Cousins, they'll be the team. But I have Denver. I'll amend that next week if Harden.
Hey, that team would have been great in the 90s. That Houston team,
yeah,
it would have been great in the 90s. But no, I have to rock with Dallas, man.
Ooh.
Luka is just.
They're going to be 0-1 after tomorrow, though.
He's scary, dude. And they have a good core around him. A lot of young guys. They got the unicorn, and he seems at the end of the season last year he was coming back into old school fruition.
But they got rid of Seth Curry, which is going to be big.
Yeah, that's going to be big.
I don't even know if they have a 3-point shooter now.
The better of the shooting brothers.
Yeah.
But I still can't believe that stat. But yeah, I got to go with Dallas, man. I feel like they're going to be the ones to be able to get it done, and they're another year older, and they have another year around Luka, and Carlisle is a genius. So who knows? They could get it done, and like you said, it's going to be crazy, man. I don't see too many sweeps going on in the playoffs in the West this season.
No, me neither.
It's going to be chaotic. I don't even think I could tell you who the 5th through 8th seed is going to be. It's going to be chaotic this season, but if I had to put money on the line, I got to go with Dallas because fuck the Lakers, as you said. And that's the only other team.
They're going to get injured. I'm telling you, bro.
That's the only other team that I feel like is more complete as far as playoff basketball is concerned.
All right. Well, then who's your winner? You got Brooklyn and Dallas. Who you got hoisting the trophy?
Unfortunately, you got to go with KD and the Nets. That team is just too scary. From what I saw with them without KD at the end of the season last year in the bubble, adding Kyrie and KD to that team, holy fuck, bro. It's going to be insane to see. It's going to be hard to keep them from scoring 140 every single game.
Well, the thing is, we don't know what Steve Nash really will do as a coach, but obviously he was a coaching player. He has helped out in Golden State.
I love you.
Like that. But he's finally going to get a ring. A real ring. I think he got one in Golden State for being up in the front office doing whatever it is he does, but he's going to get an actual ring. He's going to be out on the court holding a trophy. I have Brooklyn as well. And I hope he's wearing a Suns hat when he does it. They win.
What if they come out with an 8-second offense?
Oh, they will. There's no way it's going to be so fast. Like you said, they're going to score 140 like that. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, I have him as well. All right, so let's run down the major awards here. We don't need too much explanation of them, but you have Dallas in the finals. So is MVP going to Luka for you, or what you got?
Oh, yeah. Luka's definitely going to win MVP.
Definitely.
No doubt about it. Only way he doesn't is an injury. That's not going to happen, though. So, yeah, it's got to be Luka. He easily could have, if he would have had a stretch, he could have been the bubble MVP. Shit, he was the bubble MVP.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's another year older. When he was 16, he could have been the MVP in the league. Now he's 5 years older now? He's 22. No, he's still 21.
Yeah, he hasn't. He will turn 22, I think, in the season.
Yeah. So yeah, man, damn, that's fucking scary to think about. So it's his title to give to somebody else. And the only other person I think it could be is a KD or somebody in the East who just goes fucking berserk and gets to a 65 plus record.
I agree with you, and it's funny because you said that I agree with you about who can beat him, by the way, not that Luka's going to be the MVP. It's just funny that you said Luka is 22 because my MVP wears number 22. Jimmy Buckets is going to come out and he is going to lead the Heat to a potential number 1 seed over Giannis, but it doesn't matter because Giannis has voter fatigue, so nobody's going to vote for him. So even when Miami's the number 2 seed and Jimmy Butler is fighting for the scoring title and all this other stuff, which Harden always wins, so that doesn't really matter. But he's going to be the MVP. I have Jimmy Butler taking it home, and that's just because I have Dallas still down in the 6 or 7 range. But if they are one of the best teams, like you said, then I could easily see Luka getting it. But I think Jimmy Butler's going to carry Miami all the way.
I like that, and he's fucking hungry, man. Have you been hearing all his shit?
Yeah, dude.
He's hungry. He was not liking that he had to rest up. He is ready to get on that court and fucking tear people's souls apart.
All right. This is an award. The next award is something that one of your guys could potentially get. Defensive Player of the Year. I'm still going to give it to Anthony Davis, barring injury. Anthony Davis is my guy. I don't really have to explain that away. All the listeners know why I'm picking Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Andre could get it. He's a beast, and the preseason he was doing the same shit he has done his whole career. If the only thing is, if we only win 15 games, nobody's gonna even look at any of our tape to see what he's done. Like nobody, if he was top 5 in blocks last year, 3rd in the league in steals per game, and nobody would have even thought to put him on the all defense team probably.
Right.
So yeah, it's AD. Like you said, no explanation needed. If you need an explanation, you're not a sports
You should
fan.
tune into basketball every now and then.
Yeah.
All right. Rookie of the Year. What you got? This is a good one.
Yeah, see, that's a tough one, man. I feel like it's going to go to, like, a no-name. Like,
no. Have you ever seen the history of Rookie of the Year? It go to a no-name?
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't a no-name. When Brogdon won it, he was a racehorse, but I think it was injuries and shit that got in the way. He was his 8th pick.
And that was, like, the shittiest draft in history.
But, yeah, I mean, every year is. But,
that's true.
I mean, it could be LaMelo if he's able to keep away from the turnovers. But yeah, it's up in the air this year, man. I have no idea. I would say it's Anthony Edwards to lose, but he's gonna have to be able to get in that system and score buckets.
Well, Obi Toppin is already generating hype. If he can get the Knicks into the playoffs, he's already generating hype.
They did work on us the second game. Or he did. Like that first game.
Good, bro.
That first game we won, they were a plus 16 to win. I think the Knicks were plus 16, and we won by 6. But that second game, Obi wasn't going to let that happen. Yeah, and he's not like Luka. Luka's been playing professional ball forever, but he's mature in the sense that he knows what he's doing. He doesn't look scared out there. He doesn't look lost. He's always in position. So yeah, I could see that. But I honestly I don't know who it could be this year.
I weirdly, because I've been talking shit about him, but I think it's going to be LaMelo. I think Charlotte will make the playoffs. The East is just too easy. I don't think Anthony Edwards is going to change the Timberwolves. They're going for a high pick again next year. So I think that doesn't affect rookie as much as it affects other awards. But if LaMelo can be the guy that leads this team and he's averaging a double-double or close to it, then he's going to be there. James Wiseman, it won't be him because regardless of how good he plays, he's going to be like the 4th guy on that team. So it doesn't matter in that sense. You got to be the superstar to win Rookie of the Year. So I'm going to give it to LaMelo. I'm weirdly excited about that Bulls rookie. I forget his name, Patrick Williams, something like that. But I don't think the Bulls will be good either. So that's why I'm not going to go with him. But I think they reached for him. Everybody said that was like one of the worst draft picks. So I want to see him come out and be like, fuck you guys, I'm here.
Do you think Anthony Edwards was happy to end up being the first overall pick and getting that check? Or do you think he would rather ended up in a better situation?
Well, the problem is these guys are not problem, I guess, but these guys nobody probably wanted to go to the Warriors other than just to win. But if Anthony Edwards wants stats, he wanted to go to Minnesota, not Golden State. So that's my opinion. If I wanted to be the number 1 pick, I'd say I don't care what situation I'm going to. I'm going to be the guy.
That's a tough situation there, man.
It is. Hey, maybe D'Angelo and your boy that doesn't play any defense or whatever he's doing, Towns is gonna
Bro, so I went and looked at all the stuff, the records and stuff, because I'm in the playoffs on my 2K, and I was in Game 6 against the Wizards, and every game I'm shooting like 14, 15 threes, and then it said second place, and I was like, what? I had first place with 14. I should have first place now.
Right.
And it brought up the little bracket, and it said Bradley Beal 18 threes. So after the game, I went and looked at all the records, just the playoffs and all that stuff, to see what I could break in Game 6 when I won. I fucked them up. I had like 153 to 80 something. But all of the top 7 3-point makes in history were from the 2021 season, that last season in 2K.
Wow.
Karl Anthony Towns was 4th place with like 390 something. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
If 2K is right, then that team could be.
Then Towns is the new Splash brother.
Yeah, they could just sit there and ball out. And
all right,
Anthony Edwards could win Rookie of the Year, and Karl Anthony Towns could win MVP.
So I'm giving myself the start on all these easy awards, but most improved player is KD. I again don't think it's going to be if he plays even half of his skill level and Brooklyn does what Brooklyn's supposed to do, he's the most improved player. So I don't even know who else it could be unless Towns hits 391 threes. Then maybe he could be the most improved player. But I don't know anybody else coming back from a crazy injury or anything like that. So it's KD.
Yeah, I feel you there. And I kind of hate that, man.
Yeah.
That award goes to mostly if you have somebody coming out of injury and they, like you said, it goes to them usually. But I like it when it goes to the
a bad player that
like that
comes up.
Yeah, like Pascal. I like when seeing it go to people like that.
Well, let's think about that. What kind of guy do you think might take a big leap? Might take an actual most improved player leap?
Anybody from the Heat with Jimmy B in their ear, anybody from them is going to come out and take a leap. Duncan Robinson could get better in the interior. Tyler Hero could get better off the dribble.
Yeah.
Anything, man, on that team. Kendrick Nunn could come out and fucking don't have the word right now. Revenge himself for his play in the bubble.
Michael Porter could set himself up over in Denver or wherever he decides to go.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, like it's KD all day long, unless he does get injured again and misses a guap of the season.
Right.
It's going to be KD. There's no way it's not going to be him. He's one of the most coveted players amongst the media people, it seems like. But yeah, I mean, even when he wasn't in the finals playing, he was still everywhere. And the KD El Drake saga. But yeah, it's going to be KD. But I mean, the unicorn, he could come out and get it.
He could.
He started coming back into normal form at the end of the season. If he can sustain that a whole year, I could see that. Pascal could get it again.
If he takes another leap.
The ceiling is the roof with him, baby.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, man, I don't know if KD's on the screen right now. It could be KD.
KD's
Steph.
On your screen, really?
Yeah, Steph could come out,
Oh, true. That's
Steph
one that I didn't think about.
And get it. He's coming back from an injury too.
KD's better than Steph, though. He's going to put up.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So last one we got here, Coach of the Year. You got Carlisle. You going the Dallas sweep? Who you got for Coach of the Year?
Let's go Steve Nash.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be awesome.
If that team gets more than 50 wins, I feel like he's a shoo-in. That team Carlisle has, if they fall under the 5th seed, that'll look bad. If they're
that's true
3 through 5, then he did what he should have done, and it's going to be hard to get that 1 seed over the Nuggets in LA. So Lakers, not Clippers. So yeah, it could be Steve. It's all about that recency, baby. New coach, new team, and look what he did. He got 55 plus wins this season. He's the Coach of the Year. First year in the league.
Mine is the same storyline, different coach. Lloyd Pierce, the Atlanta Hawks coach, is about to get these boys back in the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And really just, I think that team's going to be pretty studly. And did you see him going off and then Trae Young just not even flinching at your boy? Did you see that video? The coach kicked a chair and it hit Trae Young and he didn't even he was like, all right, whatever.
No, I didn't see it. That's awesome.
But he's fiery. He's ready to go. He wants these kids to play well. I think Lloyd Pierce is going to win the surprise Coach of the Year.
Yeah, and I just thinking about this. The future is bright in the NBA, man. We talk about it all the time. All these guys getting old and shit. But here we are talking about Jimmy Buckets. What is he, 26? Luka's 22. The Hawks, you got Trae Young leading that team. He's 23. And Pascal, I'm excited. I just saw the other day, it said the league's about to look a whole lot different.
Mm-hmm.
And all these guys, about 15, 20 guys, they're all over 30. And it was kind of saddening. But the league's in a good spot, man. Real good spot. This is going to be one of the last, I feel like the next 3 years is going to be the end of our era of what we grew up with.
Yeah.
And it's going to be bright, man. Fucking Steph Curry. He's going to be around for a while. What is he, 30? 30?
Yeah, but
He just
point
turned 30,
guards
right?
fall off quick usually.
Not when you just sit around and shoot. Yeah,
guess.
you can just sit around and shoot. But I'm excited. God. That Atlanta team's going to be scary for a while, dude, in the East.
I think so.
Yeah, they got such a good young core, and they just keep getting good draft picks.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I don't know anything about that coach, but if he keeps that hot Atlanta swag going and stays fiery like that, I don't know about throwing chairs at your star player.
I don't think he threw it. I think he just kind of was mad and it like bounced
Not the
off.
smartest thing in the world.
He was
But yeah.
yelling at everybody else. Trae was like, "This ain't about me. I know I'm good."
And in the East, they could sneak a third seed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you could see so much shakeup in the East that any team that makes a 10-0 run and during the season is like, oh, now they're number one team in the East. So, all right. So what else we got to talk about before we get out of here? Any shout outs, anything big?
Yeah, a couple I had. Fuck. What's our boy? Wow.
What is our
Cavante, right? That's his name, right?
Oh,
Keontae.
Keontae? He's
Keontae.
good. He's looking
out of the
good.
hospital. He is
Yeah.
out of the hospital today. I think he got out.
He did like an Instagram live or a FaceTime or something that he posted. If you guys haven't seen it, he's he looks good. I mean, he looks like he's good to go.
Yeah, he was. I saw the video of him. He was able to go and see the team again and celebrating with them. I'm very fucking happy for him. Seeing that, it's just thinking about it. It's scary, man. Shout out to him and his recovery. Shout out to Tallahassee, whatever hospital.
Yeah.
Shane, Gainesville for taking care of our guy. And shout out to Dez. First touchdown in over 3 years.
Antonio Brown.
Jaguars giving everybody their first. But yeah, first touchdown in over 3 years for him. AB hasn't scored in a year. No, he didn't even get a touchdown last season, I don't think.
He got a touchdown with the Patriots right before he got kicked off, I think.
Oh.
But yeah, it was over a year's time. They said it was like 370 days or something since his last touchdown.
Yeah, well, he was out for being a fucktard. Dez had an Achilles tear.
Yeah.
And what else happened last year? At the end of the season on the Saints, something else happened to him. He got injured again. Ended up on the Ravens practice squad because they were allowed to have 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And got activated, week 6? So he's been chugging along for 8 weeks now.
Yeah.
7 weeks now. And, hey, it pays off. Hard work pays off, man. And if Dez Bryant can get his ego in line and work on himself and his body and get back in shape and just grind away and get to it, that shows a lot, man. I mean, yeah, he probably had the best people in the world, the best trainers in the world, but it takes you to wake up every day and get the job done. No matter what is around you, it takes you to get it done. And that's fucking awesome.
I love your sentiment, but I'm going to throw a joke out here at the end. But shout out to Randy Moss and Jerry Rice for their feud that they have going on. Randy Moss called Jerry Rice the third best receiver of all time behind himself and T.O. And Jerry Rice said, oh, that's fine. He can have his opinion because I got the rings. So I mean, he's ready to go. It's awesome. I obviously love Randy Moss. I think he's the most talented wide receiver of all time, but Jerry Rice is got to be the guy. He's the GOAT. But yeah, Randy Moss is the prototype wide receiver. If I want one, I want him.
Oh, yeah, and another joke. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Deion Sanders is coming to take your recruits.
Yes, sir.
That man is flipping more than cheeseburgers at Burger King, baby.
I'm excited. I hope he's good. I hope he does his thing.
So I guess Jimmy Smith is going to be part of the coaching staff with him. He shared something. He's like, we already won the whatever conference it is. I was like, oh, maybe. I've never heard of Jackson.
Yeah, it's like a little shitty conference. But...
Yeah, but you're getting all these. They got the number 1 JUCO defensive back. They got the 2 top 300 ESPNU guys. One tackle flip from Florida.
Yeah.
defensive end flip from Georgia. That's fucking crazy. And we don't even know if the man can coach. We just know he's pretty on TV and he scored touchdowns. That's it.
Yeah.
And this
I'm sure he can coach defensive backs though, like that JUCO guy that flipped. You know he's ready. Like Deion should be fine with him.
Oh yeah, but I mean, really, as a head coach, I mean, I guess in college you can run offense, defense, and all that shit, but you have so much responsibility other than just defensive backs.
That's true.
It's going to be fun to watch, man. And whoever the fuck runs that athletic department, kudos to them.
Yeah.
They are about to get a lot of recognition, and that alumni is about to be pretty wealthy when they get some draft picks coming out of there.
Absolutely. Well, UCF plays tonight. LAFC plays tonight. All kinds of big stuff. BYU, be ready. I don't expect, I'm just calling it on the pod, I don't expect UCF to do that well. We have a whole bunch of people sitting out. BYU doesn't. Marlon Williams isn't playing. We're up to, I think, like 14 or 15 people sitting out. So smoke them while you got them, I guess. But
Kyle
DG
Trask
is
for Heisman.
going to do his thing. Kyle Trask was not even in the pictures on Instagram and stuff. Stupid. He's got the best stats, but yeah, we'll leave it there. Kyle Trask for Heisman. Be a stud, not a scrub.